Hi everyone. This is my real time, what it's like after PT. Now that they've started myofascial work, I'm actually tearing up. I'm not sad. I'm tearing up as my body's response to what physical therapy looks like for me right now. And I'm wicked nauseous. So I have my bucket just in case. I'm not going to throw up, I don't think. So this one's all about physical therapy, post-mastectomy. So as a backdrop, it's crazy because it's April and I've been in physical therapy since it first started like 2 weeks after surgery. Something like stupid soon. The coughing, I feel like the coughing is just like my body wanting to get rid of whatever was awakened during physical therapy that's keeping me from throwing up. Anyway, I was just, it's not all peaches and cream, man. This is like not side effect stuff. This is like, you know, waking your body up after having the mastectomy. And your body's sympathetic reaction, I think is what, parasympathetic, whatever she told me it was. Like, this is just my body's reaction to the work that they're doing to like wake stuff up. Where like you get lightheaded and you get nauseous, and like my hands are ice cold right now. And if it was the first time this happened, I'd be like, I'm not vlogging, but it's happened before. And I just have to wait it out. And I'm blessed that I have a flexible work schedule that, I mean, it's still really early, but I can work from home and type while I'm laying down and have ginger ale when I need it and crackers when I need it. All right, so to rewind, I feel icky. To rewind, so for those just tuning in, I had a double mastectomy like 8.5 months ago. And they started physical therapy. There was a nurse that came, or not a nurse, there was a physical therapist who came to my apartment. And honestly, I can't, because I'm like feeling gross and not remembering. I don't even remember what she did. When she came, I think it was a matter of adjusting like what life should look like at that point. Because I didn't have full motion of my arms. You have like T-Rex arms for a long time. And you have to like adjust your living situation, especially when you're single like me. You have to adjust your living situation to accommodate having T-Rex arms, because clearly if you're like this all the time and you can't like reach. Oh wow, that feels funky. Whew. You know, you can't reach stuff. You can't like reach dishes and glasses, like things in your cupboard. You can't reach like laundry detergent. So I bought those laundry strips that you just tear, and you know, putting laundry, reaching inside the washing machine and putting stuff in the dryer. Like, there's so much stuff to accommodate. Even now, like all this time later, I ended up putting this thing in my closet, like those canvasy things that have the shelves in it that hang from the bar in your closet. I put that in my closet to hold clothes that I know fit me, because the majority of the clothes that I own don't fit me anymore. One, because of weight gain. Two, because my hips just grew. I think that's just because of being a 50-year-old woman. Like, happy birthday. You have like this thing around your, it's like an extra, they call it a spare tire around your hips. Like my butt got big, and it was just not, I mean, big for me, and it was just weird. And shirt wise, like shirts don't fit because I'm still ultra sensitive in here, not as sensitive. So I know, even though I feel like I just want to throw up, but I'm not going to throw up because I don't typically throw up. All this stuff is for a greater good. She said next time maybe she just won't do it as long, and she's not doing it very long either. But what she does is just waking up the shit, and my body is just like, nope, like in protection mode. Excuse me. So I have that in my closet because to reach the shelf above to get like jeans and shirts and stuff is a lot of stretching, which I can do. But it's just a matter of ease to like reach straight in front of me still. So like, well, anyway, so that was that part of physical therapy. That's all that I can really remember. And that might even have been OT. Honestly, I just don't remember. I do remember that I was in a lot of pain when the PT was coming here. And then like very quickly, I mean, within like 2 weeks, maybe, it was decided that like, I just am in too much pain to continue PT, and I just need to focus on not being in pain and not rehabilitation at that point. So they stopped PT. So my surgery was in August. They stopped PT. And then I started PT again at the end of October. Not with someone coming in here, with the place that I go to. And now it's April, so it's a long time. So at that point, it was both my arms, and it was regaining range of motion in both of my arms. And then over time, it was discovered after going to an orthopedic surgeon that they did testing, and I had frozen shoulder, or have had. I don't even know where that is right now. So then PT got tweaked. My left arm is doing fine. Like it was back to doing like all the things I could do before, but my right arm was not. And it turned out I had frozen shoulders, so which is apparently very common with people that have had mastectomies. You don't move your arm because of pain or whatever, and then these webs just start to form. Usually I can move much better, but after all the manipulation today, not so much. So you get these webs that form in here that keep your shoulder from from having full range of motion. So originally I was like, oh, I'll come home from PT and I'll show you what I could do with my arm, but and maybe I'll be able to do that in a few minutes after talking, but can't do it right now. That'll need to be a different vlog because I'm not getting off the couch. I don't trust myself getting off the couch right now. So yeah, so it was the PT for my shoulder, which has been getting better. Like when I went to PT this morning, I was able to do all the work on the machines, and I went through like the whole circuit. And I was fine. The last thing that I did, I don't think it was the exercise so much. It was like when you're pulling like back this way, so you're stretching all in here. That I started slowing down a bit. And I think it wasn't a matter of that exercise. It was more a matter of how long I'd been doing the machines, which was probably about a half hour or so. It's starting to get a headache too. So anyway, when the stuff with my shoulder was getting better, and I went to plastics, like a week ago or something for a follow-up, just to check in. And in the beginning, they don't want you touching any of like stuff in here. They don't want you touching any of that. They want by they, I mean like plastics. They don't want you to manipulate anything. They like, you know, when you first have your implants, oh, here we go. I'm not wearing a bra, heads up. This is one of the perks of perks. That sounds really messed up, but one of the perks is like, I'm not wearing a bra, and like, that's what my boob looks like, which is kind of nice. And then I can like go out in public without a bra on. And the fact that it's cold out, like this is one of the perks of also not having nipples. Cause like, I think that looks pretty nice. If I had nipples, they'd be like popping out, but I don't. So yay for that. I don't know. Weird perks. I'm trying to be a little less glass half empty. So they don't want you messing around here because they want stuff to heal. So the way I had my surgery, and they're all so different. My surgery was a skin sparing, sorry, I could recover my mouth, I'm just nauseous. A skin sparing double mastectomy. They weren't able to save my nipples because my cancer was very close to my nipple. And like in you know, this way, and also it was very close to the upper level of skin. So if they had kept my nipple, you know, you're taking a nipple, I don't know if you'd be taking it off and putting it back on, but whatever, you know, whatever the surgery is, like I don't even know what that surgery would look like if they kept it, but like either way, they're opening you up. And then they're like, you know, if we put it back on again afterwards and save your nipple, with the cancer being so close to the upper layer of skin, like if they didn't catch it all, you're just putting it right back on your boob and, well, on your implant, whatever. And if they missed like a, you know, a morsel of cancer cells, like boom, they're just putting it right back on again. And I'm like, you know, it makes no sense to keep your nipples then. So for those of you wondering why people can or can't save nipples, there's several reasons why, but that was like a main reason for me why they couldn't save my nipples. And fast forward, like I do plan on having reconstruction or tattooing, whatever. And I won't go super into that, and I'll talk more about it when I get to that point, which that point should have been last week. But I didn't want, I wasn't ready to make the decision of what kind of nipple I wanted, because they can do tattooing. They can like literally squeeze your tissue together and twist to make a nipple, which sounds painful, but this is all numb, like, psh, or, you know, I can feel it underneath. I just can't feel the skin. Like this is all numb. And my scars, by the way, are here. They're not underneath like you would think for most. Some people do, but yeah, mine are not underneath. Mine are straight across. And I tend to follow people on social media for support that also have had the same kind of scarring, because I feel like it's a whole different ballgame for many reasons if you have scarring under versus if you've got scarring across. And there's a ton of ways to have your scarring. Some people go like up and whatever. So anyway, so they tell you not to do anything here because they want things to heal. For me, I had mine are over the muscle. My implants are over the muscle. You can look up the difference between over and under. More often now, they do it over the muscle, not under. And I had Alloderm. So what they do is like they take, it's made of human tissue, human skin, but there's no DNA. It's like dead. There's no, it's not, that was another conversation I had about insurance not covering it. I think they actually finally did. They didn't cover it at first because they said it was an organ transplant because skin is an organ. But really what they do, and you can YouTube this because there's videos that show it, but they basically take and I'm not sure this is what they did with me, but they take the implant and they kind of wrap the skin around it and like sew it and then like put it in you and then sew it all together. So you need time for your body to accept that. you know, not to have infection. And when it first happens, like, you know, or not, you know, when it first happens, your boob is hard. It's not so much that the implant's hard, it's like the pocket. So the way that the Alloderm works is like they make a pocket basically that sews in here, and like they put the pocket there, and then like they plop the implant in, sew it all together, and off you go. And in the beginning, like the pocket it's hard. Like it has to, I mean, it's not, it doesn't look hard, but like when it's all in you, your boobs are just hard after the surgery. And then just over time, a lot of time, they soften up. My left side is softer than my right side because the right side, that's where I had the frozen shoulder. That's where my tumor was, my biggest tumor was. So they did more work on the right side. So there was more drama, more trauma. And I think that's partly why it's taking longer for this side, or a lot of the reason why it's taking longer for this side to heal. So over time it gets soft. I mean, like right now it's not super soft. If I compare it to the other side, like this to me feels pretty much like a regular boob, but this one doesn't. So the next phase was like to do myofascial work. And when I went to plastics for my follow-up, he said that it's okay that I start doing that. Not I, but that it's okay that my physical therapist starts doing that now. Or before it was like, no, don't touch it. Let it heal, let it do its thing. So like, you know, they want the pocket to heal. They want to make sure there's no encapsulation. And like your body's gone through like some serious trauma. You know, yesterday I was talking about, which I have to or message my oncologist back because I feel like I was being disrespectful to her. It's just that I just want answers. But your body's been through so much. And the interesting thing is, as she was doing the myofascial work today, which I had a mirror. She gave me a mirror so I could see what she was doing, because it feels like she's like taking my skin and just like grabbing chunks of it and like, you know, kneading into it. That's what it feels like when she's doing it. It's like she's grabbing all this like fat, where there's not a lot of fat, especially like in your sternum. There's not a lot of fat here, and it feels like she's taking like a huge wad of skin and being like pinching it really tight and then massaging it all the way around. And oh my fuck, it hurts. It hurts to the point that like I tear up, not from crying, from pain. And then she also is, you know, like there's so much involved here, like my ribs. She had her hand by my rib and she's like, I'm doing like guided breathing with her, because my ribs were so, like her touching my ribs was so painful last time. So I breathe in and out, guided with when she tells me to. And she said this time it was like my ribs were definitely moving a lot easier or more smoothly than they were last time. Oh, I don't feel good. Whew. But there's so much intertwined between nerve endings and you know, fascia and muscle and all of that. Like your ribs aren't just bone, there's stuff wrapped around it. Because I'm like, why would my ribs hurt? They don't do anything to my ribs, but like everything is connected, and you just have such a greater respect for like your torso. Like your torso is like the core of your body. Like, you know, those ribs are protecting like all these vital organs, and it makes sense that they're like, no, don't touch me. I'm here to protect, you know. So she gave me a mirror, and I was watching on the mirror, and all she's doing is like, if I remember correctly, like she's got, I can't mimic it, like doing it on myself, but, although she told me I should be, it's like she's got her fingers here, and like my right implant is higher. I think because there's so much tightness, eventually it will drop more. It's ever so slightly higher. Like nobody would notice it but me. But like I would have my fingers here and just like start at my sternum and just like, I don't want to do too much because I don't want to vomit. And I just like push. I mean, you could see my skin, just like push along the edge. I can feel the implant. And it's, you know, it feels almost like you're pinching, but I wasn't supposed to do that movement before. And what it does is like it loosens up all this stuff. I know there's a greater good. But at the time, like, you know, you're oh, I'm getting hot. You're touching parts of you that like are awakening, that have had this trauma happen. I mean, a mastectomy is if you watch clips of it on YouTube, it's a barbaric surgery, truly. And it impacts so much of your torso. So there's that. And then like, you know, your skin is totally an organ. There are so many nerves and stuff that are involved. And like I said, some parts of me, a lot of this was numb after surgery. And some people get feeling back and some people don't. And I want to be one of those people that do. And I am getting feeling back very slowly. Like it starts from the, like, you know, I never lost feeling here, but like as you're going closer to the incision site, that's when I start to stop losing feeling. that makes sense. Like I can feel it here. And then as I get closer, like, oh, I'm not going to show my nipple because I don't have one, but like I can feel it here. And then as I get closer, like here, I can't feel anything at all. It's just, it's cold. I don't feel anything at all. But like here I feel nothing. I can tell just by poking with my nail. And like here I can feel. But like before, I couldn't feel here. I could feel here. So it feels like it's starting here and it's kind of moving its way down, which makes sense. So, you know, I hope to have full feeling, but I totally expect not to have full feeling. But your nerves just get in hyperdrive. And I mentioned to her today about like what the oncologist told me yesterday about, you know, I'm sad and I cry because, or not because, I'm sad and I cry. And then like, you know, she's like, well, you can start seeing an oncology psychiatrist, which I thought I was. But, you know, to talk about medicine. And I'm like, I don't want to add medicine. Whatever. That was yesterday's vlog. My physical therapist, thank God for her, she told me today, she's like, you know, if you weren't sad and didn't cry after all the shit you've been through, she's like, I would think that there's something wrong with you. Because you should. Like, it's just, you know, it's just a reaction. It's your body's reaction. And when she was doing all the myofascial stuff today, so she's doing it mostly like around, like, you know, in my sternum, in between, like this, oh my God, like, so hurt. It's so bony here. Like there's no fat, you know, there's nothing here. So like when she's, I feel like she's grabbing, but she's not grabbing. She's like pulling. It hurts. Oh my God, it hurts. But it's loosening up. So like she's working around the implant. And also, so under here, let me turn a little. Oh, I don't feel well. Under here, I don't know if I ever showed you this. Let me take this off for a second so I can show you. Oh my God. I mean, I know I've come far because I can take my shirt off and or my jacket off and put my arms behind my back, which is exciting. But I'll show you some parts. So if you see me in person and you're wondering like what's going on, and these are questions I have to ask my breast surgeon too. So they took out 6 lymph nodes from this side. Just a quick recap. My tumor was here. Well, one of my tumors was, my biggest one was here. It was, I think 3.5 centimeters. It depends like what report you read, because like the main one was 3.5 centimeters. And then there was another one that was like super close to my nipple that was small, but still cancer. So when they actually measure, they consider that as like one big thing, which is 5 centimeters, which is pretty big in comparison to like my boob when you're talking about like tumors. So that was that. But they took out six lymph nodes. Ugh. It'd be funny if I threw up on camera. They took out 6 lymph nodes. And I have these, like, I don't know if you can see it. Like right here, there's this weird indentation thing here. That's not on my left side. And I don't recall it being there before. Ugh, I don't feel well. I need to sit up. I don't want to throw up on camera. Ugh. Yeah, breast cancer is not one and done. I think I need to go outside for a little bit too. I took 6 lymph nodes out. And I have, this thing here. And my skin just looks different here. There's almost like a little, like it's just not as clean as my other side. My other side, like, is like a nice little scoop, whatever. And I don't know how much at this point in my life I care to have things fixed. But they did more work on this side, so it just doesn't look as pretty as the other side does. And by pretty, I just mean like, there's some dimpling here, and I wonder if there's dimpling near where they took each lymph node, and that's just a question I have to ask when I talk to the breast surgeon. But anyway, so like for a long time, my armpits were totally numb, which this is like the best feeling ever. It's so weird, but like for a very, very long time, I could not feel my armpits. I talked about it in a lot of vlogs. I couldn't, so talk about my frozen shoulder and physical therapy. Like I can go up high here now where I couldn't do this before. Post-surgery, no way. I could go like here and that was it. And like, imagine trying to shave your armpits when like you can only go like this. And they tell you not to. They tell you don't shave your armpits because A, you can't feel it. And then, if you can't feel it and it's at this angle, you've got a much higher chance of cutting yourself and you wouldn't like really know or feel the pain since it's numb. It's so exciting to me right now. Share this moment with me as I'm doing this and I can fully feel my entire armpit. It's such a dumb thing. That makes me cry. That makes me proud of my body. And this is not because I need psychiatric care. This is because, like, I am proud of my body. That's what this is from. Like when your kid graduates from like high school. My armpit graduated from PT. It's just so crazy because there's so much time that goes by with your armpits. I talked about it so much where they smell for a long time. And that's also because of the lymph node stuff. Like, the lymph nodes are there to drain crap out of you. So I don't really know the correlation. Again, something else to ask the breast surgeon. But like, I stunk for a long time. And I don't anymore. I mean, I certainly still sweat, especially with the hot flashes. But like, I don't smell. I'm going to be weird right now. Yeah, I don't smell like... It's awesome that I could even do this because I remember on other vlogs I tried to smell my armpit and I couldn't even like lift my arm to do that, and now I can. So like, look how far I've come. I can smell my armpits and I can shave them because I can make my arm go straight up and down. And there's still like some swelling here, and I don't really know if it's swelling or if it's just like this is what my body looks like now. I don't know. Like my jello arms, which is just so funny because I'm working out my arms more than I probably ever have, yet I have this. And I don't get it. I don't get why, like maybe it just this also takes time because my arms were usually pretty toned. And now like I have this like woo going on. But I do remember like this whole section here was numb. So now as I'm feeling, come to think of it, like none of this is numb. It feels weird. Like it's like right here, I don't have full feeling. Like I can, if I poke it, I can feel it, but like if I push harder, I can't. Whereas like if I pushed here, I could feel underneath. I can't feel that here. So it's coming back. That was an interesting moment. As hard as this whole journey is, like, it's those little things, like, I can smell my armpit, and as bizarre as this sounds, this is what my armpit, if I was working out, would smell like, which is so awesome. Because before my armpit smelled, I'm like, what does that smell? I'm like, it's putrid, it's disgusting. And, you know, it's just your body getting rid of shit because of all the trauma. Your body is just like this separate vessel. And it almost like seems like it's not even part of you sometimes. It's like, you know, everyone talks about the mind-body connection. And sometimes it's like, you know, it's very, if you don't have that, there's a very distinct, still nauseous. Like my body's going to do what it's going to do. You know, I had cancer for probably a year and a half and didn't know. And I feel like I have a pretty good mind-body connection, but like, why would you think that you have cancer? You know, like, how would you know that? Like in your head, you know, oh, my head's telling me I have cancer. Totally not on my radar. Anyway, so she's doing the myofascial work in here now to soften things up. And, I mean, in a shirt like this, I mean, that doesn't look so shabby. I'm not going to show my scars. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. I mean, you can Google and see plenty of women out there who have, you know, had surgery, and you can see what their scars look like. But, and the goal, you know, when you're done, I know there are people out there that get like plastic surgery, like time and time and time again to fix their boobs over and over. I'm quite sure I will I will get another surgery because I've talked about that little pocket thing here. See, I'm feeling better. My boobs aren't symmetrical. I talked about that last time. This one, it looks prettier here. I don't even know if you can see a difference. Like it goes straight up and down here. This side, where I had more work done, has like a little bump there of skin. Like you can see, I can even like move that. Whereas here, it just goes like straight up and down. There's nothing to move. But it looks pretty here. And then like here, it's just like, it just doesn't like come over. It's hard to explain. But when I put my finger here and I move over, there's like a little divot. And he told me that they can just like, inject fat from like my abs or something into there to fill it up a little bit so I don't have that divot, or which I think I'm going to do is go back in to do surgery, going into my scar that I already have. And I think it's just the pocket, for whatever reason, just like when it healed, didn't like come all the way over. Because the way it is right now, my implant is like here, and where my scar crisscrosses, like it's uncomfortable. Not all the time. Like when I was in the pool, it was really uncomfortable. So he can go in and just like sew it over. And I think that like long term, even though yes, it's surgery, but I think long term, I would rather do that because if you inject the fat, that's fine and common. But that's not going to fix the fact that like, you know, my scars here and like I can feel it right now. Like my scars here and the ridge from an implant is there, and they crisscross each other, and it's just not comfortable. I am feeling better. It just takes time. It all just takes time. So that's where I am with physical therapy. She doesn't like that I have this reaction that I do from the myofascial work. But she said, like, it's not an abnormal reaction to have. she has patients that, or clients, whatever you call them, with other injuries, like not mastectomies, that get nauseous depending on what you're doing, and get lightheaded, sometimes even pass out because of the work that they do, because like you're waking all this stuff up and your body's not liking it. And it's just your body's fight or flight coming into play, that like, I need to fight against what she's doing, even though what she's doing is good for me in the long run. So like the solution would just be, do it for shorter periods of time, because I've been home now like an hour and like I'm still nauseous. And it's interesting now that I think about it, because I was talking about my stomach distension yesterday, and like I don't have it this morning, but it's starting to, like, I look skinny today. I don't know why it comes back, but I always wonder. I went a long time without eating breads. Like I went gluten-free for a bit because I thought that maybe that was causing the stomach distension. And I still don't know if it is, but like bread is like my comfort food. Like if I'm feeling nauseous, I have like, I don't really like toast, but like I'll have like a toasted bagel or something, and ginger ale. But like, while carbs are my comfort food and help me at the time not be nauseous, I wonder if that's what's causing my stomach distension too. I don't know. I can try it. I don't remember. And again, if any of you are like loyal watchers of my journey and all this stuff, if you remember, because I've had the distension before and it went away, and I don't remember like when or why it went away, and I want it to go away. So I'm trying, like I can't go back and rewatch 133 videos, and I just can't remember like why or when it went away. So if you watch a lot of these and you remember, it's kind of creepy if you watched all of these. Not creepy, but I shouldn't say it's creepy. I don't know. Please let me know. You can comment. Obviously, this is public. You can comment, or you can email, or if you got to this through Facebook, you can comment on the Facebook page. Again, I do want these to be interactive. And by interactive, by the way, I appreciate those of you, like I have people that I know that make comments and stuff, and some people reach out and like, talk about their experiences or thank me for sharing. And I hear a lot of times how inspirational I am, which is what gives me motivation to like have a vomit bowl next to me and share all this stuff. Because I know that it's helping other people, and I know that it helps me. But there's also people out there that are spammy or just writing comments that are not the purpose of why I do these vlogs, and those I've deleted and blocked. So I don't want to have to delete or block anybody. So like, please respect the reason why I'm doing these vlogs. I guess that's social media for you. Anyway, so I'm gonna go probably eat a bagel right now, which is not helping my stomach, but it will help my nausea, and be happy with what things look like, because right now, like, this doesn't look so bad. Oh, I was saying, like, when you get the plastic surgery, they say that the goal is not perfection. You're not gonna look, like, what's perfect? There is no perfect. The goal is that when you put a shirt on and a bra, that you look normal. That's the whole point. So like, I'll back it up here a little bit. Oh, but like, I guess one of the perks of plastic surgery, this is what I look like without a bra on. Certainly not what I looked like without a bra on 8 months ago with my old boobs, or 9 months ago. But like from here, they look nice. And like, yes, while I had this little divot here, you don't see that in a shirt. And like when I say that my old shirts don't fit me, it's because like the implants, I mean, they're silicone implants. They have you know, they're not saggy like a 50-year-old woman's boobs would be. So because they stick out more, my shirts don't fit. Like I go to shut them and they don't fit. And I'm like, I don't understand, because the amount of breast tissue they took out, I don't know, my neck hurts. The amount of breast tissue they took out is more than what they put back in. So you think they'd be smaller, but they're not. I mean, number wise they are. But when I can't wear any of my old bras, I got rid of all of them. Even the sports bras that I wore, because the sports bras have like seams that go like right here, and it's too close to, I don't want a seam like near my scar. It's just not comfortable. So yeah, I mean, like, I guess I'm in a good place right now because it looks nice. And this shirt right now, it looks nice that I can look like that without a bra on. Yeah, I don't know. Is that weird? I don't really care. Because there's so many parts of what's going on that make me not happy. But like this is all nice. Like this goes straight up and down, which is fine. But like this side, there's just more stuff done. So my nerves just kind of like went into hyperdrive today when she was doing all that stuff, and that's what makes me nauseous. Yeah, and all she's doing is like pushing the skin to, oh God, that hurt, to knead around to wake stuff up. And the goal is like, as you get closer to where the incision was, to regain feeling. So that was long. I mean, my shoulders look nice, but like, yeah, I have this thing going. I mean, I care and I don't care. Because it's just like, whatever. Like, I don't, I have bigger fish to fry right now. I just want to feel my body again. And with all the nerves and tissue that are involved. I mean, this is, if you think of your torso, like this is so much of your torso. And like, I don't want you to think of it as like this sexuality part. Cause like, yeah, I think that looks kind of nice, you know, but the reality is like surgically, all the stuff that was done and all the stuff that I've had done. I mean, I also had the surgery with my uterus, and it's like, I've been through a lot. Oh my God. And yeah, sometimes you just need to come home and lay on your namaste pillow and have your vomit bucket and just eat comfort food. So that's my physical therapy update. Yeah, I'm gonna go lay down now because like, even just showing that to you, like, just hurts. Just hurts. What I will say is, if you're watching, because I wish like I could be this Jen talking to me. Like, I wish I could have watched this when I was like fresh out of surgery and like, my boobs are so hard and everything hurts. That there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel is a long tunnel. My cuckoo clock is going off, but I shut the music off. It is a long tunnel, you know, it's a long tunnel, and you just have to have patience that, like, you know, you don't know what's going to happen, but things do get better. It just takes time. And if you're an impatient person, you're going to learn to be patient, because you can't go like, boom, and fix it right away. I can't just like suck it up and say, hey, work on this for a half an hour. Because if she did, I probably would pass out and throw up, you know. And I tell her like when I'm not feeling well, and she stops. Like, not right away. Like, I told her I wasn't feeling well, but like, I'm okay, you can keep going. And then I'm like, no, I'm really not doing well. And then it's like time to stop. So you do have to advocate. So I'm like, I'm talking to anyone who's like sort of fresh out of having a mastectomy or lumpectomy or whatever. Like, I don't know what it feels like clearly to have a lumpectomy, but it's still surgery in there, and it just takes time. You know, originally sometimes they tell you, oh, it's going to be like 6 to 8 weeks. That's bullshit. No. As I think they just tell you that to like kind of keep going and see a light at the end of the tunnel. But the reality is, as I'm hearing now, that it's usually a year to a year and a half before you really start to feel like yourself. And that seems like forever. And that's not that's not like saying, oh, just, give up because that's too long. It's not too long. Cancer takes time to grow, to see it, to find it, and then get rid of it. You can't expect that it's going to your body's just going to go back to normal. And I hate that new normal thing, but it is a new body. And if you want to get back to your old body, you just have to be patient. Like, you're never clearly going to get back to your old body, because my boobs are, maybe they're the garbage at this point. At some point, they were in California being analyzed to see what my oncotype score was and all that pathology stuff. But it takes time. Your boobs will soften and they will drop. By dropping, I mean they're not up here. When you first get the surgery, it's so tight, you're up here. You will be able to wear pretty things again. I feel like I'm talking to myself, and I'm talking to myself from a long time ago, and I just want to be there to inspire people that are going through this, that are at earlier phases of all the healing than I am, because you really need that. That it is a long road, and that everyone's process is different. And I don't care that I'm at 46 minutes, because I think this is important for people to hear. You have to advocate for yourself. You can't think I'm asking for too much, or I'm afraid to ask for this. You have to be your biggest advocate. You have to almost treat yourself like your own child. Whether you have children or not, you have to be maternal with yourself, almost separating yourself and being if I was my own kid, what would I do? If my kid were sitting here nauseous and cold and uncomfortable, what would I do? I'd tell her stop vlogging and go eat something, which I'm going to go do. But I just want those people to know that it takes time, and every little nugget of success that you have, whether you journal or vlog or whatever you do, I would write it down, even with dates. I think that would have helped me in hindsight, and maybe I should start doing that. Today's April 20, whatever it is. And today I realized that I can feel my armpits completely, but I can't feel under here fully. And I could look back another 3 months and be oh yeah, I remember when I couldn't feel inside of here at all. And now it's oh, I can. Or I can look back and be oh, remember when I had that little divot right there and it was so kind of creepy, because you just know that there's no boob there anymore. Oh, I don't even feel that anymore because that surgery is come and gone, but that won't be for a while. And that's my choice of when the timing of that is. It takes time. I could have corrective breast surgery reconstruction now, but I don't want to do it now. My body's been through enough. So give your body a break. Everything is connected. Give your mind a break. The high blood pressure I had, there's a reason. There's a reason. My blood pressure is trying to tell me be kind to yourself and slow down. That pillow's over there, but slow down and be kind. Just nurture yourself. So I'm going to do that and go eat a bagel and maybe make some peppermint tea or something, so I stop feeling gross. It'll go away in a couple of hours, but time to take care of me. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I appreciate all the people that have helped me out on this journey. It means a ton. You need that group of your cheer squad behind you to keep you going and to remind you how far you've come. All right, have a good day, week, year, everything. Bye.